So I'm going to answer this in a few parts. I'll start with shame, because as trauma survivors, often shame is really embodied within ourselves and we feel it. We feel that sensation. And shame and trauma can often flip us into the dorsal vagal freeze response, which gets us to dissociate from our body and to essentially choke up or freeze up, which can definitely inhibit that flow state of dance. So with the type of dance I do, the stim dancing and the flow dancing, I didn't have the terminology until very recently when I started looking at somatic principles. And that's all about reconnecting with that sense of self, with that internal dialogue. You have a lot of preconceived notions of what dance should be and what it should look like from performative angles. But when coming in and tapping into the stim and flow dancing, that performativity really needs to be let go. It really is about how it feels within yourself. And you may have to take some time before you can get into that complete flow state and develop that relationship with your body, with yourself, with the movements, because movements are very heavily politicized and socially policed. So I advise giving yourself a private space, private time where you won't be interrupted, and begin slowly. And note the feelings that come up. Note any sensations or emotions of shame, and try to kindly internally address that dialogue with a place of kindness and compassion, with a permittance and allowance that you are allowed to move this way because this is your body. And notice how good it actually feels to just let loose into that stim. I'd say as well, don't force yourself. If you are having PTSD reactions, meet that with compassion and pause the somatic stimming therapy that you're doing. However, if it is intrusive thoughts, dialogues such as Abby has said are from other people, other comments saying that you're weird, you can meet them. And often what I do in my practice is go, yeah, I know it's weird. I know it's weird, so what? And what? Yeah? And that's you creating that dialogue, that chatter back and forth with the prejudgment back with the and what. So you can refocus back on and align back into that central space of flowing, of moving. Oh, just letting it pour out like it's starting to now. Yeah, you just let it flow. And I know it looks weird. I know it looks strange, but that's fine. It's nobody else's business. It's yours. So put on a song that you already know, and you may just want to start very, very gentle. If you're very subconscious, or conscious, shall I say, about your movements, just begin like this. And this may even be a bit too weird for you at first, yeah? Just begin by shifting from one foot to the other, and just get into a gentle, flowy rhythm. Let your arms completely loose, and then just see where it begins to take you. And you may want to circulate the arms like this for a little bit. And if you put on a song that you already know, the song's already mapped to you. So your unconscious will map movements out to it rhythmically. This is a form of nervous system regulation. I've always done it for years, and during my recent hospitalisation I relied on this, and I was lucky that it wasn't pathologised in that setting as well. Give it a go! Put on your favourite song and give it a go! It's a part of nervous system regulation. Just remember that. Just remember it's part of nervous system regulation, and if it gives you joy, if it's not harming anyone, and especially if it's done in private, why not give it a go? Yeah. So yeah, I hope that answers the question. If you want to know more about somatic principles, I definitely recommend the Embodiment Lab and Somatopia. They do a lot of work on it, and for years I was calling it stim dancing because I didn't have that medical lens or that terminology, that trauma-informed terminology, to have the wherewithal to really understand what it is that I was doing. Be aware that once you do become so embodied in that state, a lot of emotions can come out and can overflow. So do practice with caution. There's many times where I've fallen over or done my neck in from dancing so vigorously. So yeah, let me know how it goes. Tag me in your responses.